It's your boy J Hardcore Boxing News back at you with what's happening in the world of boxing today. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes, it is Friday evening and it is the end of the week. And I'm so glad to be in the building right now with my fellow constituents for sure. What y'all got going on, man? I hope everybody has had a beautiful day today, a great day today. I hope you have. Hasn't been a bad day for me thus far. Not at all. Nothing I want to complain about. I had some little confrontation today, but it was something that needed to be hashed out. You dig, and just something else that I got to deal with. Hope all is well, man. Hope everybody is doing fabulous and fine and divine and everything. And it is another Friday night evening, and you know what we call it, the Friday night hangout. Nothing spectacular, nothing fabulous or anything like that, but just a group of people getting together at the end of at the end of the week. Bunch of hardcores getting together, man, and just hanging out, just hanging out on a kickback, flyman drop for show. Yeah. Just a wind down. That's all. Just a wind down. Nothing spectacular at all. Who the first person in the building though? Tanya Van Dross Williams Jr. First one in the building, y'all. She said, salute hardcore, JBT, peace, love, happiness, everyone in the chat. Real deal, Ilja Real, Justin James, Gregory Pratt, Skywalker, Showtime the Guy, Just Do, Rise Podcast, Senior, Smooth and King, GTD, Bad Girls Promotion. Yes, indeed. Then we got my brother from another mother, Tim Layton. What it do, my guy? He say TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. Yeah. What good family hopes everyone has a blessed day, and let's get it. Yes, indeed. And we got my guy Justin James. Oh, excuse me. Woo. He says salute. Jay in the hangout. Peace and blessings. Showtime the guy say what up. Tanya Van Dross. We got Showtime the guy say what up hardcore. What up everybody. Aunt McQueen say good evening folks. Miss Joette say good evening gents. Hope y'all had a drear day. Did anyone else notice that the poster of Dev and Ryan didn't say live on the Zone pay-per-view? Am I tripping? Trust and believe it's going to be on the Zone and it's going to be on their pay-per-view. If they didn't put it on there, oh, hey, put that down. Whew. Pick it back up. Station break me, please. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ain't nothing like that good cup of coffee. Yes, indeed. She said it says just live on the Zone Worldwide. Trust me, it will be pay-per-view, my sis. Because the money they gonna be asking for to fight against each other, there's no way they can get it for free. So don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. It will be a pay-per-view event. Lonnie Lee, what it do? Say good evening, Jay, in the hangout. Ace Boogie in the building. What it do? Tanya Van Dross hit me with a two-piece. Appreciate that, sister, man. William Old School, Orange. This J Hardcore salute to my brother. Salute back at you, William Old. Yeah, Boxing Menu Podcast in the building. Says salute to the hangout. Pound for Pound Boxing in the building. Say salute, Jay, and the hangout. Hardcore family. Hit the like and grab a drink. I know that's right. I know that's right. I done had a few, maybe gummies. You did. Yes, indeedy. So yeah, that's my poison tonight for sure. Macho and Dustin, what's good? Hangout. Good day after boxing. Yes, indeedy it is. Miss Joette say, yeah, that's what I thought. I was just asking. Ain't it funny how Bill said that Tank versus Ryan was an exhibition fight, but now his son fighting Ryan is a mega fight? You know how, come on now. You know how big Trill Bill is. Mm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You say Friday night in the hangout is incomparable. You know what I mean? Now you what you mean, my brother. For sure, man. Because yeah, it's a spot, man, that you can come, chill out, kick back, enjoy yourself, man. And I likes that. I likes that, man. And you know, it ain't nothing special or fab tablets or anything like that. Yeah, we just winding down. But I tell you what am going to do. What I am going to do is go ahead and put the link in the chat right now. So anybody that's want to come on in, sit at the bar and rap a taste with your boy Hardcore, come on in. Is always a pleasurement. You better believe it. I just pinned it to the chat. The link is in the chat right now. If you want to come up in the building, man, and rap a taste, talk about your day, sit at the bar with your boy Hardcore, man, and let me know what you're sipping on. It's all love. It's all love. I appreciate Lottie Dottie and everybody that does show up for every hardcore party. All right, all right, all right. We might got my California connect in the building. Must have been a mighty boy. He just what up, my guy?
Well, you already know you got the best hand, Jay. You probably got the best drink in your hand. Me, myself, I'm just drinking on reality. It's
Yeah,
giving me a healthy dose of it.
keep it simplistic. You know how it is, my brother.
Yeah, no.
What you got going on, man?
Oh, man, about to peel into this old plantation, man. I seen the opportunity to go on and click in. I haven't been in a hangout in a minute, man. So, I had to stop by and say what's up with the good brother Jay and the rest of the people in the hangout. Nothing but
It's
love.
it's always appreciated. I think somebody this morning has said, "Anybody seen Thomas Hill?" I said, "The brothers around, trust me, man." But early in the morning, it's
Yeah.
5 something over there on the West Coast, so I gotta understand it, man. If the brother ain't up, trust and believe.
Nah, yeah, sometimes I'll be waking up hella late. Salute to the lovely queen, Miss Tanya Vandross Williams Jr. Always a pleasure, my dear.
Yeah, Tanya
But yeah, I
Vandross.
mean, I'm trying to get on there a little bit more in this morning time because it's always
Hey,
good stuff.
well, we
I haven't
understand.
even been able to make the evening time at times either.
It's all right, bro. Hey, is life in between hangout. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you got to hang out with life though, and I'm trying to hang out a little bit more with the hangout.
Sometimes we got to kick back. Ain't nothing wrong with a good kickback. You know what I mean? Somewhere you can go down and wind down. You dig, and don't have to trip. Ain't got to worry about people all on your back and everything.
That's a
You
fact.
know, and that's why I enjoy the hangout, man.
Well, I didn't catch the morning show, but I'm pretty sure it was a fantastic display of boxing
Oh
talk.
yeah,
I just want to know with the way that the judges are doing and still doing it in this year, even though we've only had a couple of fights this year, but I think that like we discussed meat and pound for pound, we discussed a better vantage point for
mm-hmm.
for the judges, like maybe get elevated chairs like on lifeguard towers or some tennis chair judges type deal because they really there should not be a way that you looked at that fight from any vantage point in the arena and seen a 117-111 outcome in favor of Tio. And I'm being absolutely honest.
Mm.
I think that they're, and When that happens, there has to be drastic measures because it seems like in every big fight, there's that card
Mhm.
that is available for a score, and I don't understand it when you can't see it in the ring.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's so real, my brother. But it is what it is, man. And I hate to be the type of cat that sounds like a conspiracist type dude. But as the old dude say, butter trust me, man.
But,
They are strategically planted on all these particular fights, man. And if
agreed.
things need to be changed at the drastic last minute to make the narrative be what they need it to be, I think that's what happens, man. You know, it was kind of funny yesterday evening after the fight was over, and we were waiting for the announcement on who won, how long it actually took for
Yeah,
them
that's
to
always a
actually
telltale
break.
sign.
Yeah, that was kind of, and it wasn't like that all night. It wasn't like that all night. But when it got to that fight, man, we got some hesitation. So you knew it was some kitchen and magician was going to work out this stuff. Me personally, I thought Jermaine Ortiz won the fight. Well, I could have took a draw. I could have took either or, man. I mean, to be truly honest, man, he had a well thought out plan. Him and his team came out, they executed it. They did all the things that they supposed to do. You did, and it was left to the judges, and the judges did what they supposed to do. They made sure the guy that's going to continue on making a lot of money wins the fight. You
Hmm.
know, and it is what it is. It's sad. It's sad. You know what I mean? And I again think that Ortiz needed to push a little bit more at the end,
He
but
definitely
I think
did.
he did. I think he did enough just to make a split decision win myself. That's what I think. You did,
Do you
but
think Tio did enough to do a 117, 111 decision?
nowhere near 117, 111 is preposterous.
That is a problem. And that's my biggest problem with the judges,
Yeah,
how they go unchecked with that. But in a
yeah.
fight where the one who loses, and I know a lot of people say, I'm gonna preface it by saying I know a lot of people say that you gotta beat the champ.
Mm.
You
That's
gotta
the talk.
beat the
That's the
champ.
talk. The conversation we used to have when we were coming up. You got to
Exactly.
beat the
I,
champ. Yeah.
I thought the window was open and closed on that conversation when
Yeah, I thought he
Sweet Pea
beat.
was the champ.
Yeah.
And he knocked down De La Hoya twice,
Mm.
outlanded and outpunched De La Hoya, but lost the match.
Mm.
So I don't want to hear that being introduced into this conversation with this setting between Tio and Jermaine. So with that being said, how can you throw more punches and you visibly land more punches? Even Compy Box, who had a terrible tally, had you throwing landing more punches, and you controlled the fight, the pace of the fight, the tempo of the fight, and you made your opponent miss more times. How do you come up short?
Mm.
And then I just think back to what that conversation you guys had on the old school old timers boxing with Brother Umar, and he said you got to follow the money.
Mm.
And I believe it more so than I ever did.
Hey man, let me tell you something, man. There's always someone controlling boxing. I mean, let's go back to Mildred Taylor and
Yeah.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Hmm.
Remember that fight?
I definitely, I like yesterday.
Yeah, and
I was celebrating.
man, it was crazy. But they do what they want to be done.
Hmm.
It is what it is. It ain't gonna change. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't have any other governing bodies making any other decisions than boxing. Because boxing's gonna do what boxing want to do, and
I
it
agree.
is what it is, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Hold on, we got my guy in here. Hold on, Aunt
You got the
McQueen.
loquacious and ubiquitous man.
Loquaciousness in there.
Salute, gents.
What up with you, my guy?
Chilling, man. enjoying the Friday night festivities.
I know that's right.
The electricity's in the air.
What's in your cup?
I got a little bit of lemonade, a little bit of vodka, little bit of something, something.
Hey
Had to muddy it up a little bit,
a little muddiness, huh? Hey,
a little bit, just a little bit.
By
ain't
the end
nothing
of the
wrong with
night, that hat going, that brim gonna be to the glasses.
Oh no,
it.
no, no, sir, no, sir. See, I'm trying to get nice and
Yeah,
chill. I ain't trying to get wasted. You know what I mean? So I'm
you're not trying to get football.
No,
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 sir, no, sir.
definitely not trying to do that. No.
Not trying to be
And
football.
while I'm at it, because I know she's over there playing games. Shout out to the lovely Miss Joette, Miss Please and Thank You. I
Miss
trust
Please
that you
and
are firing up no cigarettes, or nor are you putting anything in your cup.
thank you.
Right,
Pound for pound vodka.
That's my esteemed colleague right there.
it's
Pound for
my
pound.
dog right
My
there.
esteemed colleagues
My
from the
guy,
casual
my guy.
corners. Salute,
What up?
brothers Jay. Salute. It's good to see you, man.
Oh man, just keeping life real simple, man. That's all. The
Bro,
Friday
Yeah, yeah, my
why you laying behind me like you Dorothy Dandridge or some shit?
Hey, that cat loved them
Talking
some
about
you.
cat, he be lounging, man.
And he just sitting there checking you out too, like what we talking about.
Yeah, man. I really thought that 117 he won 111. Really? Who seen that?
Yes.
Man, who seen that?
Jay, did you score the fight or no?
I didn't score the fight round by round, but
Hmm.
I definitely had minimum 6-2 Ortiz. I had a minimum 6-2 Ortiz, man. I felt though that Ortiz won the fight. You dig? It might not have been the way people wanted it to be won. You dig? But I believe in the sweet science to be hit and not get hit. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that. You dig? And I feel though that he did the necessary things to actually win this fight. You know,
Hmm.
I believe that even the ring generalship, that was him as well. I know a lot of people was like, well, T.O. was pressing the action, this, that. Okay, he might have been, but he wasn't doing the things that he needed to do to change the situation of what the bout was going to be. You did, and what I mean is he didn't cut off the ring. You did, he didn't do the necessary things that he needed to do. And he kept on doing the same thing and thought that he was going to get different results, man. So I gave it to Jermaine
Right.
Ortiz split decision myself.
Yeah, me, I actually like scoring fights. Like I got into be able to watch a fight, enjoy it, and score it at the same time. And
Mm-hmm.
just off of the basic
That
criteria
boy
of
do it.
scoring fights,
Mm-hmm.
just off of like the criteria of scoring fights, like defense, ring generalship, effective
Mm-hmm.
aggression, you know,
Ortiz had it
punches
all.
landed. Like a lot of people, they don't even really like know how to score, so it kind of looks a little. But me, I like to to kind of keep up with what's going on. And
Mm-hmm.
even if you could say Ortiz didn't do half of that, I still think for sure if you didn't see anything else from him, you saw good defense and ring generalship. You know, as
Mm-hmm.
far as like effective aggression, if you on T.O. side, I guess you could give him that. I mean, effective though, how effective was it? Because every
Yeah.
punch that he basically landed, they showed on the replay, and it was always like one or
And he missed. And
he
and
missed the whole
like,
lot.
yeah, he missed a whole lot. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He was trying. He was trying, but he wasn't doing the exact things he needed to do to change the situation of the fight. And I didn't see that.
So it goes to like now it goes to like instead of like the scoring criteria, it just goes to what the judges are looking for. So
Mm.
regardless
Or,
if the
or what
person's
the
displaying
judges like. I think it came to what the judges like.
exactly, yeah. And like how me and Thomas Hill was talking about, like, a lot of these judges, especially like Tim Cheatham, Steve Weiss, so they've been around. Like as soon as they said those names, it's like
Mm-hmm.
familiar names. So those Vegas judges, a lot of them you can kind of get a feel for, who they're gonna go for. And it looked like that night they just strictly wanted aggression. Maybe because it was Super Bowl weekend, maybe because they in Vegas, or maybe they just didn't appreciate, what Ortiz was doing, no matter how beautiful his defense and counter was and ability to throw flurries, because that was another thing too. He would even take advantage of the flurries when he was given the opportunity. So to me, it looked like he was doing everything right to get the points and impress the judges. But besides the fact that he was on the back foot all night, but he still did, to me enough. So I remember I actually
It was
scored that fight.
it
I
was
had the first
it
round.
was it was well orchestrated to me.
Hmm. Right. Yeah, I had it 10-2 for Jermaine, but like I was telling them, like I could understand how, like I wouldn't scream robbery just because I've been watching boxing for so long and I understand how certain people could look at fights. But
Hmm.
personally, I had it 10-2 for Jermaine. I mean, yeah, for Jermaine. I gave Tio the first and definitely the 12th round.
I'm sitting here and I said 6-2, but I'm thinking about some of the older fights that I watched earlier that day that were 8 round fights. I said six
Hmm.
two. I'm totally wrong on that right there. But yeah, 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 yeah. I definitely felt though that Ortiz had the more winning rounds, man. Like I said, I didn't score it like round for round for round for round for round, but when I just sat and watched the fight and just enjoyed the fight, because that's what I did yesterday. I enjoyed all the fights last night. And when I watched that fight, I was like, T.O. definitely did not do enough to come out with a convincing win. I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
What?
And go ahead. What were you about to say?
No, I was about to ask you about the prospect because I was actually working, so I wasn't able to actually see no fight but the main event. So I was gonna ask you how my guys looked. I was excited to hear about Abdullah Mason and Keyshawn got the stoppage. I heard Keyshawn did his thing. How
Yeah.
did you guys? I don't know if y'all saw. How did Abdullah Mason look? Was the guy like real just garbage, or did he time him good? Did he set it up? Like how was that for him as a prospect?
Well, when I started watching the guy that was fighting Abdullah Mason, I quickly realized that it was two different levels. That's the first thing I got from it. It was two different levels, And as soon as I seen that, I started calling out to the chat. So we were live during the time, and I was like, "How many rounds should I give this fight?" And I said, "I give it no more than 3 rounds. I don't think the fight goes more than 3 rounds, based on what I seen in the first round." You
Was he
know,
aggressive, or he was just timing him, or
uh, you know how you could just watch fights and realize that the levels are just two different levels.
right?
I just seen the guy that he was fighting just not on his level. I look at his mechanicalism and everything, man. It was just not on my guy's level, man. You know what I'm saying? And you could just look at it. Like I said, the first round told you, hey, this ain't going past three.
Mm.
It is what it is. They're definitely going to have to step up his competition. You know what I'm saying? Abdullah Mason, I feel though that he does need to work on his defense. Uh,
Defense, you saw.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he needs to work on his defense. He needs to keep his phone on the hook. You know what I'm saying? You dig? But he's the type of cat, man. And he when I seen him, man, I got Hearn vibes from him big time. Just being long and
Mm.
lean, 74-inch reach, man, and yeah, I was like, wow. It was just he was just dominating from soon as the round started, man.
High
You knew,
speed look. He looked quick, or
yeah, he looked quick and everything. The biggest problem I seen with him is he need to keep his hands up. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? I think that was the biggest concern, keeping your hands up and things of that nature. And I'm pretty much sure that his trainers and everything going to tell him the same exact thing. This is what we need to focus on. You know what I'm saying? We need you to keep that phone on the hook. You know what I mean?
He was
Whenever
getting
you
hit.
get no, well, no, but you can tell how he can get hit. That's
Hmm.
what
I was
makes
gonna
him.
say the same thing. I was gonna say the same thing, OG. That was the only thing because it's like with this level of opposition, he can just blow these guys out of the water with his athleticism and his vigor alone. Because when he fights hard. So in addition to him keeping the hand up, the other thing that I was noticing too was like, when you start stepping it up in competition, you got to be able to disguise your punches a little bit more. Also vary the speed of your punches a little bit more, because it doesn't matter how fast and sharp you are. If you throw everything at the same speed, if you're dealing with a guy who knows how to mitigate that, he'll be able to time you. You know what I'm saying? Because as the saying goes, timing beats speed. But again, he's only 19 years old, so I'm pretty sure he'll cultivate the nuance and all of the subtleties and round out his game. So
And I
How's
wouldn't
power
rush
look?
him. Power look good. Power look
sensational, man. He starts to do
Uh,
with one shot. It was one punch KO.
it was a spark. He sparked him. It wasn't like a combo stoppage. He just hit him
No,
once, put him out.
it just one overhand right, and that was it.
Yeah, but it actually came from that it was a count, if I'm not mistaken. It was a count, and right after the count, man, as soon as they started the round again, man, it looked like he had a bat in his hand, and he just caught him with that bat.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just
It was a debilitating shot, man. He hit the guy. The guy just couldn't continue. And the thing too with him is not just the power, but it's the velocity and the precision that comes along with it. So it only amplifies the
and
power.
and the torque. The torque was there too.
Yep.
Torque was there. What hand
Left.
went to the left? He is southpaw or orthodox?
He's southpaw.
Okay, so he hit him with the brick hand. Okay,
And 74-inch reach. Got
and
that.
he got long arms like Crawford.
Got that Crawford reach. Exactly.
How tall is he? Like 5'8", 5'9"?
5'9". 5'9".
He ain't tall. He like 6.
Ohio kid though. Ohio kid. Right size for the division he in though. 5'9" for the division he was in. Perfect.
He 135, right?
Yeah, that was 135 last night, wasn't it? Ain't?
I believe so. They said he came a little bit past the limit. So there's a little bit of conversation around him possibly having to move up.
And they normally, when it's forward and ain't no belts involved, you can normally come in over the weight and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So they really don't be tripping on that too much unless it's a belt involved.
But he seems like
So
he's
he
got
did
the
what he was
frame
supposed to
to
do.
go up in weight too. Like so,
Oh, yeah. He looked
And
he's
5'9".
not a wiry guy. He's not wiry.
he looked like a type of guy
Yeah,
that
he
can
will.
finish up at 160 though. You know, it looks like he looks taller than 5'9". He looked way taller than 5'9". Like I said, he was giving Hearn vibes big time, man, big time. But them 74-inch paws, man, woo, you can't run from that.
Let me ask you this question though: do you think that it's going to be somewhat tricky finding adequate matchmaking for him, because you don't want to move him too slowly to where he's just getting these guys out of there within a round or two, but then you don't also want to overmatch him either.
Yeah,
So it's like, how do you match him?
he's gonna definitely have to. You definitely gonna have to put him in the middle. You know what I'm saying? He's not ready to go to that next level yet. I would keep him in competition a little bit higher than what he was just in. You know what I'm saying? And give him maybe two more, three more of those type of cats. I ain't rushing him. He 19. He
He
19.
what, 8-0?
Nine, ain't he?
If I'm not mistaken, he's 12-0 or 13-0. I
12 and
think
0.
I think he's in double digit fights. Let me look it up
He got
just
more
for.
fights than Keyshawn?
I believe
Yeah,
so. But he's
yeah.
been getting these guys out of there so quickly. All of these fights have been so brief.
Hey. Recently, you had Shakur tweet saying that Abdullah Masons is going to be that dude.
His last two fights
Yeah.
have gone
He's 12 and
2
0.
rounds respectively. Yeah, 12-0.
Mm-hmm. 10 KO.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, he's definitely something to reckon with, man. And I am looking forward to what he develops into. And I ain't in no rush with him because I just feel though that they rush these fighters way too fast these days. You know, they be
You
might
think
be
they're
like,
rushing Keyshawn?
nah, Keyshawn right where he's supposed to be.
I agree, especially given his amateur pedigree. I mean, what was he, a silver medalist in the Olympics?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when those guys, whenever they medal like that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they're a step ahead of their competition to some degree. So you see what they're doing, like Andy Cruz and Morrell and these
Mm-hmm.
guys that have that good amateur pedigree. They typically move them a little bit faster than they would these other guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Remember,
they're gonna move Andy pretty fast because he's older, right? And Andy's like late 20s, early 30s. Because
Shout
he
man,
out
from
to
Cuba.
Man I Love Boxing.
hey, what's up?
Salute, bro.
I think he just turned 29 or 30. I think 29.
Okay.
If you're talking about Andy
And
Cruz.
he's like, right, he's like 2-0, right? Yeah, they probably gonna try to give him the Loma treatment if they can.
They got to move
Let's
him
see
up.
how old Andy is. I want to say he's 28. Yeah, he's 28. I'm on Box Right. He's 28.
28. Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
prime. That's
He's
prime.
fighting again in like 2 weeks. I see on the
They got
24th,
they got to move him like that.
and he's fighting against the guy that's 14-2.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Good.
And
I
then I
like
just clicked on this guy's Box Rec. I'm looking at his record. He's got quite a few undefeated fighters on his record.
that he beat.
Yeah, that he beat.
Mm, okay.
So that's always good too. That's the other thing too. That it gets a little
Where,
tricky with that. You got to
where's the
look at the guys
where's the
who
guy
who
from?
that guy fought.
Where's the guy from that he's about to fight?
Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
He's from
tough Mexican
Mexico.
fighter. Now, what about Keyshawn? I heard he got the stoppage in the 6th round. I saw the highlights. How did he
Looks good.
look? Did he display like a lot of good boxing? Did he just go in there and mop him? Because a lot of people were saying that this dude was a punching
Sharp,
bag in there. Was he? He looked sharp.
sharp,
Mm.
sharp, sharp, sharp.
So it wasn't just Pedraza was a punching bag. Keyshawn was doing his thing.
Well, I think Pedraza plays an important role. I mean, Pedraza is what Pedraza is, man. I mean, he's an old
Mm-hmm.
fighter. He's 35, you know what I'm saying? And Tank stopped him. That was 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, Keyshawn did exactly
How
what he
y'all
was
feel about
supposed
him
to
going
do.
against Nava?
Keyshawn and Navarrete. I think it's a good fight.
I
I
mean,
got
I think
Keyshawn.
him and
I got
Navarrete would be
Keyshawn.
a good fight. How do y'all feel about that?
Keyshawn. Keyshawn wins it. I got
I
Keyshawn
like it.
winning
I,
Navarrete.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good fight. I think
I
on
got.
paper it's like it's a good style clash, but after I saw that fight that he had with what's my guy Conceição,
Yeah.
I
Disgusting.
don't know. Yeah, I think Keyshawn might get him up out of there easily. But I'll say this though, it won't be a boring fight because Navarrete is gonna press
No,
the action, so it's gonna
he's
be
gonna.
exciting.
That's
And
Think
why I
OG, this
said
is what I was saying
he
to you earlier about
he
the
can
Thursday thing.
take
I
that
don't think
pressure?
it's the Thursday curse, right? I think it's just the matchmaking. You had two guys in there that are looking to do the same thing. When you look at what T.O. specializes in is counterpunching. And then you got Jermaine Ortiz, who's the technician. He specializes in counterpunching. You can't have two counterpunches together. You got to have one guy that's looking to press the action and the other guy who is looking to be elusive. The only way it works when you have two guys that are similar and they're not too disparate is when you got two brawlers. If you got two guys that are just going to lock horns, then that's always going to be exciting. But you can't have two counter punches because neither guy wants to take the lead because they don't want to be the one to make the mistake.
yeah, two
And
counterpunches are never fun.
yeah, I think that's what marred this Thursday night as far as the main event is concerned. And the same thing that happened with Shakur and De Los Santos. Like De Los Santos was looking to counter. He looking to press the action. So that's what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Bomac said that Keyshawn, he said that he wants Keyshawn to take that Navarrete fight. He
Yeah, I want him to take it too.
got a call. I'm gonna jump off in a second. He said he can make 130. They asked him. He said Keyshawn can make 130, no problem. He said if he really wants to, he can make 130, and he wants him to go to 130, fight Navarrete. And he said he wanted that before this fight, but I like both of them because Keyshawn was calling out T.O. And after that performance, I think I don't know what Bob gonna do with T.O. T.O. is up, man. He's such a talent, but I don't know, like his head is everywhere. Even like just how you could like read a fight, even like in the ring, they asking him questions. He's bringing up Rosa Parks and he's talking about. I appreciate like the positivity, but his mind is just like he can't keep focus on on a thing. He's just like everywhere. So I don't know, man. But he's still a good fighter. But I like Keyshawn at 140 for that. He said he'll go straight to him, or keep Sean going down 5 pounds and fight Navarrete. So I like the fact that Bomac said that because he's a trainer. He knows him, man. I'm sure Keyshawn is with all that. He called out Navarrete too, so he's even interested in that too. So I like both of those fights.
Mm.
He wouldn't have to go down to 130 though. Navarrete's coming up to 135.
Right. That's what I was.
So that makes it even
Right,
better.
right. He's
He's not
fighting.
because
He's fighting a dude
Baranchik. He's fighting
for the
Baranchik.
belt.
So Baranchik,
For the
man,
belt,
he
right?
was in a hell of a fight. Yeah, I think it's for the WBO, if I'm not mistaken. But Baranchik was in a
Champion.
hell of a fight with, I want to say it was Zepeda a couple years ago. Both them guys dropped each other like 2-3 times apiece. This was like
Yeah, but
2020, something like that.
Barance was decent though, yo.
He
Remember?
was. And that guy, he's gonna look to scrap, man. So him and Navarrete should be an action-packed fight, man. That's a real fan-friendly fight.
Mm.
That matchup right there, man. Because Navarrete, this dude is throwing uppercuts, hooks from.
Oh
He
my
ain't setting
god.
nothing up. He's just winging them things, man. So I can't wait to see that. That should be an exciting fight.
Hey,
Should
okay.
be a very exciting fight.
Well, it looks like we're gonna get Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. What do y'all think about
It's interesting.
I love it.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
it?
It's extremely interesting to me.
I think Devin wins the fight. You dig? But I am interested in seeing the fight.
Same. I'm right with you. I think Devin wins, but I'm interested in seeing it. But I think to me personally, and because like I don't know, I'm a little different. I'm like with Ant. Like I look at styles, right, and style matchups, and
Mm-hmm.
the styles make the fights, and I see to me it's a little closer, and I think it's gonna be a little bit more exciting than people think it is because Devin's not the hugest power puncher, but he is a great boxer. And Ryan lately has been using his jab, his distance, and where he needs to cut off the ring, he can do it and throw a bunch of flurries and come in. And I don't think he has to worry about something hard or super vicious that's going to put him out. Yeah, I'm sure Devin's going to hit him with something respectable and, check him. But I'm interested to see how he handles Ryan's speed and height going against somebody as tall as him, maybe even as thick as him, long arms like him
Mm.
coming in, fast and up straight. So I'm interested in seeing that battle with how it plays out. I think it's a good match of styles.
Yeah, I'm glad that they actually made the fight. I am actually glad that
Mm-hmm.
they made the fight, and I do give Ryan a chance, man, and just a puncher's chance.
Mm-hmm.
I give him a puncher's chance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because he is fast and speed kills if you know how to utilize
Big facts. Let me ask y'all this question though: Do y'all think that the dimensions of Ryan Garcia could possess a challenge for Devin Haney? Because you look
Mm-hmm.
at Devin Haney's past couple of fights, he's in
You're
most of
right.
those fights, he's enjoyed an
Decisive
advantage in
advantage.
height and reach,
Mm-hmm.
So against Ryan, this is going to be the first time in a while he's going to be dealing with somebody who's got a similar stature and similar reach to himself. And then, like you just said, like
Right.
with the speed and power. Now it goes without saying that Devin is definitely the more
it.
skilled technician between the two of them.
Talented fighter, right?
Yes, but well, I can't necessarily say one is more talented than the other, just outright overall. Because I would say like I
Better
would give the
boxing
hand,
abilities.
yeah, I would give the hand speed, I would give the hand speed, and I would give the power to Ryan. But
Ryan.
then I would also give the agility and mobility to Dev.
Yeah,
And
but
I
I
That
think
think
that
speed
Dev
is
is
gonna
also the
mess
better
Devin
tactician
up.
too.
I think
What's
Dev.
that? Man, I love
I,
boxing.
I think
I,
Dev
I
is
think
gonna
I think that speed is gonna mess Devin up a little bit because Ryan has a really really fast check hook, and I think that's what's gonna maybe give Devin problems coming in for him to actually do what he kind of want to do. I mean, he's a boxer, but from the last like fights that we've been seeing from him, like from Loma and from Regis, he's been staying in the pocket lately, and he's been boxing him. I don't think he can really do that with Ryan. Ryan has really good speed and power, and that check hook is kind of dangerous. I mean, Ryan stunned a lot of his opponents with that check hook, and it's super fast, man. Like even when you slow it down in slow motion, it's fast. So it's Ryan does have really really good speed, but I think Devin gotta watch out, man. But I think Devin, but see, I think Devin is just going to win because he's more serious and more focused than Ryan. Ryan played too much,
mm,
and and I think that once Devin is super focused in, yeah, I think he gonna start dominating. But
mm,
Ryan, he loses focus when the fights get boring. He loses focus when when the fight's not going his way. And I think that's what it is. It's similar to like what happened last night when Tiafimo get frustrated. It's just like, I mean, I get it, but it's like when they get frustrated and the fight don't go their way, it's just like they throw the whole, like Ryan just throw the whole game plan out the window. And
And I was
but
gonna
Devin,
say that because we like this is like the third time this has happened. I remember I was super excited when I heard Shakur versus De Los Santos because of the style matchup. I'm like, this is gonna be a great fight. I was super
mhm,
excited when I heard the Tio versus Jermaine Ortiz. I'm like, this is gonna be a good fight. I would be so upset if we get this fight, man, and it's just like another stinker of somebody just going around
as long as it
throwing
ain't
a
on a
jack.
Thursday, as long as it ain't on a Thursday, seem like we get them
Man,
fights like that on Thursdays. And
man.
yeah, it's but yeah, I feel you, man. Like I
Because
really
I feel like I've had this conversation before, and then I saw the fight, and it was like, oh, and it's like
just
it's a possibility that can happen. Devin could, and
it's,
it's no detriment to Devin. He could be smart and just throw a 1-2 and get up out of there, and it'll be
mhm.
another. Oh, I chased him and stuff, but I would just hate for that fight to go that way.
It all
mm,
depends. I mean, one thing I can say about Ryan is Ryan can take a punch though. I can say that. I mean,
Hmm.
he took a nasty punch from Tank. He got right up. He took a nasty punch from Luke Campbell, got right up. I
mm,
can't say Ryan can take a punch. He can get up and keep the fight going. I haven't really seen that from Devin, and
mm,
that's one thing that's gonna scare me about him, man. Is when he actually take a punch from Ryan because I actually kind of think Ryan is a little bit um I could say he's a little bit more stronger than Tank, and and but I mean as far as just boxing abilities, yeah, I mean Ryan ain't got that, but Devin do, but I think this thing is more like I'm just looking at it like this got to be something that they got to be focused. Like this is a really, really focused fight between Ryan and Devin. And I mean, of course, Devin is going to be the more focused one, but I feel if Ryan really be focused, man, he could really win.
mm.
He can really win. But
Yo, OG, let me ask you this though: do you think that their history together could play a factor in the fight because they're 3-3 against each other in the amateurs? And remember, we've seen instances in the past where you've had guys like I gotta mention this, and you see, I gotta hold my heart because it breaks my heart to this day. This is what really told me to slow down with the fandom when my guy Sugar Chan got his ass beat by Vernon Forrest. And remember, Vernon Forrest had his number in the amateurs too. So do you think that there's a
mhm.
possibility that that familiarity with each other can carry over to this fight.
You
Well,
know,
I
I
mean,
was
it all depends. I think from amateurs, they both grew. They styles like, you know, it's not, I can't say completely changed, but it changed. Devin is a whole new fighter though. I feel Devin is like a whole new, after Loma, like Devin just like after the Loma and Regis, it's like he's seen that he's becoming a whole new fighter. Like he's staying in the pocket more. So I don't think the way they how do it in the amateurs is going to be the same as the fight. Like it's kind of like not, it's not like this ain't boxing, but it's like UFC, like with Adesanya and that one guy. They fought so many times, and then when he and the and Alex Pereira beat him again, you know. And when everybody thought Izzy was going to win, so it's like it can play out like that. It can play out like that, but I just think Devin is a whole new fighter. And I don't think Ryan still learned as much as Devin did. Like Devin outgrew Ryan since then, I think, you know? I mean, that's just what I think. I think Devin really outgrew since then. And I just really think that Devin is way more focused more than he was before. And Ryan just gotta stay focused. And that's the reason why I feel Devin might is going to win, but Ryan has a good chance. But he can't look at Devin and think Devin is going to be the same way he was in the amateurs, and Devin can't look at Ryan the same way neither. You know,
And it's very interesting because, like you said, and this is going to be, to me, as far as I can remember, this is going to be the first time Devin is fighting somebody at his in his stature, like height wise, arm length wise, his
hmm
same dimension. Because Regis was smaller, dinosaur arms. Lomachenko was smaller, shorter arms. Before they had Cambosis, but even Cambosis like a little thinner, shorter than him. This is the first time, so it's going to be interesting seeing how he deals with this style. I think Shakur, we seen him fight short dudes, tall dudes. Tank, of course, everybody's taller than Tank. He even fought Pitbull, who's like a couple inches shorter. So to see him even deal with the style is going, see him even deal with his body shape is going to be different. A dude with his dimensions and speed and
Ryan's
power,
taller too,
not
ain't
even the
he?
case. Brian,
Ryan.
I think he is taller. I know that boy is
Mm.
looking like a middleweight. Every time I see him in
Yeah,
the interview, he's looking like a middleweight.
No, he's
yeah,
looking
man.
big.
He
He's
can fight
looking
at
big.
147 right now.
See,
Like
but
he can fight.
the reason why I asked the OG over here is because the way I look at it is like this. I heard Teddy Atlas say something that was very, very interesting. Where he was, I can't remember whose podcast he was on recently, but he was talking about Mike Tyson's fight with Carl the Truth Williams and Mike Tyson's fight with Frank Bruno. And a lot of people thought that that trepidation that both of those gentlemen had of Mike Tyson, or for Mike Tyson, I should say, it began with that fight. But the case was they had experience with him because both of them had sparred them, and he had beat both of them up in sparring. And
Hmm.
that's why I was asking you, just as a more seasoned gentleman, how do you think that that plays into Devin's mind psychologically? Because yeah, he may be a more refined technician or even better of a tactician nowadays, but it's 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 something like when you're facing something that you faced before, and there's that imprint that's left on you. It's almost like getting bit by a dog. You know what I mean? And then after that,
Hmm.
you like fuck dogs. And from my understanding, in two of their fights, there was a standing 8 count that was administered on the
Mm-hmm.
hands of Ryan Garcia.
mm,
So, OG, I'm
Mm-hmm.
asking you, do you think that plays a part in the fight psychologically?
I do. I do think that would play a important a part. I feel though that Devin will also be cautious because that's just in him. And I feel though that he will definitely be cautious against Ryan. But I also feel though that since the pros, Devin has had the more better experience work. And I feel though also that Devin is the more skillful boxer as well. You did.
More
Ryan def
serious.
Ryan definitely has the power that you have to worry about, and also the speed that you have to worry about. But if you're not actually using those two attributes that you have in your intelligence, it can really mess you up, to be truthfully honest. So I feel though Ryan feels though that he might look back at what they did in the amateurs and everything, and he knows that he if he can put his hands on Devin, he can hurt him. He believes that 100% without a doubt. But Devin, like I said, being in the more experienced fights in the
Mhm.
pros, you know what I'm saying? I just feel though that he has more in his toolbox to win this fight if he just take his time. And I know he's going to take his time because even with Regis, when he could have pressed the outcome, he didn't. You know
He
what
was
I'm saying?
careful.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
very careful.
And he's going to be the same way against Ryan. You know what I mean? We're creatures of
Yeah,
habit.
because he hurt Regis like 3 times.
Yeah, but
He
never,
hurt like he hurt Regis like 3 times in that
but
fight.
never went in for the kill though.
Exactly. But that's smart. That's what you call being smart because he could have ran up and Regis could have whoop, overhand right him or something.
It could have
Got
been
him up
all
out of
that.
there.
Could have been all
Bump.
that, and that's the difference between Andre Ward, man. Andre Ward. I'm gonna win this fight. I'm gonna win this fight. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And I'll take a risk or I won't take the risk.
But I honestly think Ryan might pull out.
Pull out
I
what?
think he this fight.
Wow.
I I,
Mm.
I think I mean every time it came to a big fight like this, he always except Tank because there was so much money involved and it was a big fight. I mean, this ain't the first time that he ducked Devin, you know?
Yeah, but I think Ryan lost the fight not against Tank because he got greedy. He got
Hmm.
greedy, man. He kept making the same mistakes over and over, man. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
keeping not keeping that Ali hand up, man.
Oh, man. I mean, come on, you make the same exact mistakes, the same exact thing you did 3 times, back to back to back to back. You know, somebody just saying shit. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
it me or OG audio just went out a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, OG, yo.
Yeah, it just dipped out. It just dipped out right there. I heard everything else.
Can y'all hear me now?
Oh,
There
There you
you
perfect.
go.
go.
All right, cool. Yeah, but all I was saying is, man, I just feel as though that Ryan got greedy when he fought Tank. He just kept on doing the same thing over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to fighters that are getting close in talent, you did then it bases on who makes the most mistakes or who's going to win the fight. You know what I'm saying? And Ryan started making the mistakes, man. Tank was poised and waiting, and Devin's the same way. Devin's more poised than Tank, So I think that Devin's just going to wait for Ryan to make the mistakes,
Face.
capitalize on it, and he's just going to win by points, man. It ain't going to be nothing.
Pop shot him.
It ain't going to be nothing extravagant. It's nothing we're going to be amazed about or anything like that. It's just going to be a win.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's how I
I
think
can
it'll be.
see that. Nah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like to the other side of it, as you were saying before, man, I love boxing about it being smart, which I do agree with. But then there's that thin line because it worked out in his favor. And you say it's smart, but then you also have situations. Remember Emmanuel Stewart when he was telling him, "Hey, yo, take care of this guy, when you fuck
Mm,
around
yeah.
and get hit with some crazy shit." Because sometimes
mm,
you don't want to allow the guy to just linger.
12
mm,
rounds. 12
You
rounds.
know
You
what I
know it's going
mean?
12.
When you're dealing
mm,
with sometimes when you're dealing with trouble, when you're dealing with
mm.
issues, you gotta address that shit and get rid of it.
Get
Can't let
rid
it
of it.
fester. Get rid
Exactly.
of it. Gotta
Exactly.
eradicate it.
And when you
Exactly.
You
got a
gotta
guy
go
like
about it.
Altogether.
Ryan, who spark you with one shot, knock your
Mm-hmm.
equilibrium off with one shot,
Mm-hmm.
12
All it
I
takes,
rounds,
bro.
can't I can't
big as
say
you.
too. Ryan does have that mentality when you hurt, he's coming in and
He's getting
trying to
rid of
get
you.
you up out of there. Yeah. I can't say that about Ryan. Ryan is
Yeah,
really good. He's really good at that too.
As you've alluded to, right? As you've alluded to,
He
the
can't let
Luke
Ryan. He
Campbell,
can't
the,
let
the
Ryan
Luke
do that.
Campbell fight, right? The Luke Campbell fight. What happened? Luke Campbell dropped him in that fight. Luke
came
Campbell
back.
didn't get rid of him.
Mm,
He came back, stopped Luke Campbell with a liver shot after getting up off the canvas. Luke Campbell should have got rid of him.
mm,
Yeah, yeah.
mm.
But
He
I
let him
don't think
hang
Luke
around.
Campbell had that dog in him like that.
And that goes back to playing with your food. You know what I mean? And that goes back to when I think about that, it goes back, and y'all probably heard me talk about this. It goes back to my childhood pet. Well, I wasn't even a child when I had the pet. I was at least grown, at least 20, 21 years old, and I had a 6 foot boa constrictor. You think? And I fed him live prey. But one thing I found out about feeding snakes live prey is if the snake doesn't eat its prey within the first 5 minutes of you putting them in the cage, you need to pull that rat out the cage. The reason why is because a rat will bite a snake, and once the rat bites the snake, then the snake is no more good anymore. Meaning that he won't go after to eat the rat or anything anymore. You know what I'm saying? And the snake eventually will just die because he don't eat no more. He just then gave up eating.
You
You
be
know,
scared of it?
I don't know if he's scared of it or what. I don't know. But when a snake doesn't eat his food and a rat bites him, after that he won't go after the rat anymore, man.
The
And that's what I
gunshot.
was saying. You can't be with Devin, man. You can't. If you do get him hurt, you got to go for the kill. You got to
Yeah,
go for the kill. You can't just leave them around, man. So, and with Devin, it's the vice versa, man. I mean, you're really not hearing too many people saying they've been hurt by Devin. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So this,
yeah.
I'm a saying if I had to put that $1, y'all know I always talk about that $1.
That's all I
If I,
put.
if I had to take that $1 and put it on who's going to win that fight, I'm going to put it on Devin because Devin's going to be the more cautious fighter. He's going to be the more smarter person. He's going to do what he needs to do to win that fight, man. Devin's going to come out with the win.
And he got some of the smartest coaches. Like
Oh yeah.
he got some of the smartest coaches that you could possibly have in that sport. So you know they already thinking of a game plan right now.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's going to be an excellent fight. I can't wait. They're looking at it on 420. So I'm very interested in that particular fight. But it is 9:02, so y'all know what it is. That means it's rise time, and I always try not to go over the other people that in the JBT's time. But fellas, I really appreciate y'all showing up on the Friday night hangout. You did. And from now, we're gonna move on over to the Rise podcast and see what they got going on. Anybody else got
Oh,
anything to say before they roll?
always appreciate you, Jay. Salute to
Oh,
the
Yeah, I
hardcore
appreciate it.
hangout. Hit the like and subscribe on the way out. Let's go over
appreciate
to the
that.
Rise. Somebody
Appreciate
tell Jay how to turn it off.
I was
that.
about to say the same thing. How you turn this damn thing off?
Uh, thank you, man. I just want to
Hey.
appreciate it. Now, thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate it, man. I just love
It's,
talking
my,
boxing with y'all,
it,
man.
it's a pleasure having you on. Other than that, it's your boy Jay Hardcore Boxing News, and I'm out of here. Yeah. How the hell you turn this thing off? All right, I think I hit it.